It's terrible. On land maps, it is terrible. It is very, very bad sim.
Siento ponerla siempre tan baja, pero la realidad es que Templarios en tierra es bastante mala.
I mean, I just rather play Abyssid rather than playing KT. That's just F tier on land because it's so bad.
Okay guys, the season is about to end, so let's make a build for the absolute chads that want to get Conqueror with this amazing civilization. Before we get into it, big thanks to MSN for helping me get the knowledge needed to create this build. So go check him out on Twitch. He's one of the top players in AoE 4 who's currently sitting at over 2k elo and is also very entertaining to watch. So go ahead and give him a follow. Now let's get into it. Let's talk about why this build is so awesome. The first thing is that we will make full use of KT's power in the Dark Age by producing spearmen and tower rushing our opponent. This is good for two reasons. First, KT can only be rivaled in the Dark Age by a few civilizations like the Ottomans or Lancaster, so you can do this against a lot of civilizations. And second, this puts you in the driving seat of the match, meaning your opponent will have to disrupt their build to react to you. If they don't respond correctly to this, they will for sure have a very bad time later. Also, delaying our feudal age is extremely good because it makes it so when we cut to age up, we will do so with 18 villagers instead of the normal 12 to 14 builds, which in turn will allow our eco to keep up a little bit more while aging up. As Knights Templar, your eco is really not the best in the feudal age, so we will have to make the match as chaotic as possible. This is why after tower rushing our opponent, we will build a couple of archery ranges in the opponent's side of the map to continue our pressure. In the meantime, we will build a couple of sneaky stables in the back of our base to produce a bunch of horsemen, which we will reveal only when the moment calls for it. This build essentially makes it so our opponent reacts by trying to counter spearmen and archers, and then the horsemen appear to ruin our opponent's day. We start the build off by sending 4 villagers to a straggler tree, leave 2 on sheep and the rally point to sheep as well. The scouts should immediately go towards the enemy base looking for the gold vein or any other exposed resource. Once we have 150 wood, we build the barracks with 1 foot villager. And once we have gathered another 50, we will build a house with a wood villager. Immediately start building 3 spearmen and try to make it so there is never idle time in the barracks. If you need, force drop off the sheep villagers in case you're missing any food to keep constant production. Once the second spearman is out, send a villager along with it. This guy will later build a tower to further deny the gold. And make sure you do this only if the civilization you're facing really needs gold. Against other civs like the Byzantines, it would be better to deny the berries instead. When you already have 7 foot villagers, change your rally point to the straggler trees. And once you have around 70 or 80 wood, send 5 of your wood villagers to build a mining camp in the gold and change your rally back to food. The 1 villager that is left gathering wood should be enough to build a house later. Now, at around 4 minutes, you should have enough resources to age up with the Hospitalier Commandery. At this point, you should leave only 3 villagers and food and send the rest to wood along with your rally point. Now, your opponent could be gathering resources somewhere else that is exposed. So leave only 1 spearman garrisoned in the tower and send the other 2 to further harass your opponent. Once you have gathered 170 gold exactly, send your 5 gold villagers back to the food. And as soon as you age up, you are going to send all of them to the nearest boar or deer pack, depending on the map you're playing. Your forward villager will build 2 archery ranges and you are going to build a Hospitalier Knight and upgrade your spears in exactly that order. Now, in this example I made a mistake, and it was that I did not scout my boar in the Dark Age. This is extremely important because then you won't know where to send your foot villagers. Here I got lucky because the boar was really close to the other deer pack. But make sure you do not make this mistake in your games. Also, as soon as your meal is finished, make sure you research survival techniques. Now, this whole time you should have been producing archers from the forward archery ranges. And as soon as you get enough wood, build a stable at home. Building it at home is extremely important, by the way, because at this point your opponent should be conditioned to make units to counter the forward archery range and the spearmen you made at the beginning. So in most cases, people will not expect horsemen coming out of nowhere. Now at this point, the game could go in many different ways, so you will have to adapt from here. But as a general macro rule, I try to always keep around 13 to 15 villagers in wood, and then constantly transfer villagers to food in groups of 5 so I can build towers in the outer resources and garrison the builds in case I need to protect them. You will have to be very on point with your scouting and see whether the opponent is making cavalry to raid you at your base. If that is the case, use the barracks you have at home to produce spearmen and place them at your weak spots. Keep producing units non-stop and don't forget to build a blacksmith at some point to get your military upgrades. You can also get your first pilgrim when you are floating resources to do so, but never do it too early because for this type of build, tempo is much more important. Now, how do you counter this? I would pretty much always scout my opponent's base immediately if they are playing Knights Templar. Check if they have 4 or more villagers on wood at the start of the game, which will indicate a barracks rush is coming. In this case, you could react by building your own spearmen if you are a good Dark Age civilization, like Lancaster or Japanese, or you could immediately gather the gold you need to age up and then go straight into food and wood. Once you hit the feudal age, start producing archers and cavalry. The cavalry can help you clear out the tower along with some villagers, and the archers will deal with the spearmen. Next, go raid the KT's food sources as best as you can. This will make it so he has to chase you with units and will relieve some of the pressure from your base. From here on, just mass the units you need to protect yourself. If you did damage with your raid, you can try to end the game in the feudal age with your superior economy, or you could try to age up to castle and win with a timing push. Okay guys, so let's start with the first game. In this game I'm going against a Chinese player. And against China, well, this first one, first of all, this is a very short game, by the way. I just wanted to show you this one so you can see what happens if your opponent does not react correctly to the rush. So first, I think he saw I was rushing him. Let me see if I can change the... Yeah, he definitely saw my villagers on wood. I don't know if he saw the barracks, probably not. But I later see that he did see me going for the rush because look at how many villagers he has on gold. So he just wants to get the gold he needs as fast as possible before my spearmen arrive. So he's over mining gold. This has a few advantages for him, but a few disadvantages as well. The first disadvantage is that look at his eco. He's not going to be able to go up to feudal as fast as he would like to. So here, because he already went back here, I don't know why the thing is under TC range, so really unfortunate for me. But I still can use the spearmen to get a tower up. And here, look at the micro that I do. As soon as I see him coming, I just cancel the tower and then I just start building it again. And this doesn't cost me any resources. I can just keep canceling it and I get my wood back. And every time he comes in, I poke with the spearman. And this is a lot of idle time for him, a lot of idle time, and he's not aging up yet. He's gonna age up now, but my tower is already, well, he keeps doing that, but he's just delaying himself. And look at me, I'm at my age up. I'm already aging up faster than him, even though I'm going for spearmen and tower here. So this, if he destroys the tower, it's bad for me, but if I just keep canceling it, it's just idle time for him. And look at how delayed his age up is. And now he sent less villagers, so I just go for the tower at this time, and I use my spearman to poke, and I think I even get one. No, I did not get a villager, but my tower is up, and I repair it a little bit with my villager, but now I just want to go into my archer ranges. And I'm also building a civil on the back, and I'm also going for boar right away. This is the best case scenario that you can go for, because boar and deer right next to each other is something of beauty. So here you need to be careful not to lose anything, as I did there. And yeah, I also went for stone mining, because he put my tower went really close to where his mill is. So now that once I get what's it called, the first upgrade, our slits, the extra range will be enough to start hitting these villagers. So he has to go into a lot of archers to defend my own. But I already have two. And actually this, I think, is a mistake. He went for a blacksmith and a siege ram to destroy the tower. But I think this is a mistake because I have already, look at all the units I have. It's 7 minutes 50 into the game. I already have 13 units right next to him, and I can use this little guy, the Hospitalier Knight that I talked about in the build to heal my units back. I think I got 2 villagers here, by the way. Yeah, 2 villagers I got with my archers. I dove a little bit under the TC, and then I can just heal my archers back. So really, really nice. And here he just sends it before it's time. So I already have horsemen here. He didn't, I don't think he expected the horsemen because he just saw the spearmen and the archers. And look at how many units I have. That's just GG. That's just GG. So this is what happens if you don't react correctly to this type of rush. Okay, now let's get into the second game. This is against a Conqueror 3 Malian player. And Malian, I think this is a very good matchup for KT. Because Malian has to defend pit mines. And KT is a really good Dark Age civilization, as I talked about before. So if you just build, if you just do the build just as I told you, you can use the 3 spearmen to start harassing these. And then the tower, you can place it in a way that it denies the gold gathering. So in this situation, he went for the 2 houses back here. I think because he saw my spearmen coming, so he didn't want the houses to get burned. I decided to go for the pit mine, just because the outpost later will be able to deny any villagers that try to repair it. Like he's doing it right now. This is actually good for him in a sense, but now that I have the tower, he's not going to be able to protect it. And losing the pit mine is much worse than losing houses, so I just went for it. But if you don't think that you can defend the villager in this case, you can just go for the houses instead. So yeah, he goes up, and I am way behind. I am behind him in the A shop. Here, I thought the tower was going to be able to kill the villager repairing, but apparently I built it a little bit too far. So yeah, I just decided, because he has archers now, I just decided to place the guys in the tower and just start hitting the houses instead. And look at what his reaction is. This is what I talked about in the build. He's going archers because he needs to get rid of the spearmen. I am going for archers of from myself. And in the back, the stable is going to be what is going to counter these archers really nicely. So he's going for barracks archer, and archer horseman is going to be really good against that. So here I lost a villager. You don't want to do this against the boar. Because KT already has less villagers than any other civilization. I'm 4 villagers behind him. So this, losing a villager in the boar, is a really bad mistake. So yeah, he decides to go greedy. And this, I was actually looking for where he was mining. I looked here and I looked here, but I did not see this mining camp actually. Look at my scouting pattern. For some reason I'm not sure if I even scouted. Yeah, I know there was a gold here, but I was looking at the other golds instead for some reason. I did not look here, and he was actually here. So in this case, if I saw this, imagine a few horsemen here. This would be a disaster for him, because at this point he only has archers. And I don't think he sees my proxy, by the way. Yeah, he does not see. I don't think he saw this in his point of view. So he's going forward with his units. I think I actually lose the scout, which is really bad, because I want to know whether he's doing stuff like this. And once I saw this, I just reveal my horsemen, which he didn't know I have, and I reveal my ball of archers. And now he's just fucked, right? Because he loses his ball of unit. And now he's look at the army value. It's just a disaster for him. And even in the economy department, because I'm in on board, he sees it now. But I mean, I already have gathered a lot here because I have this board. Look at my economy; it's so good. So yeah, now I cleared this entirely, and he has a food issue. But pretty soon he will have a food issue. He only has a few sheep, he has these berries, and he has this deer in the back, which I will soon raid. I knew he was here, but I was massing just a little bit before going in, and he keeps losing units like this. So this was incredibly greedy. It worked out for him because I didn't see it, but look at the army difference now. So it is really bad for him at this point. So now I can do a few things. I could go into blacksmith, so I have to, because I wanted to blacksmith, I started mining gold. But I could go sanctuary, or sorry, the first pilgrim upgrade, which I think I did already. Yeah, I am doing pilgrims. So when you do pilgrims, you don't need that many gold, so these guys can go into some other resource. And now I think I got a few kills here with my horsemen. And wow, I didn't see this again. My horsemen just went to the other way right as they were passing through here. So I didn't scout this gold, and I didn't know it was here. And he kept going forward with the villagers, I think because he wanted to make me think that this was his only gold. But I saw that he was getting, what's it called, a javelin throwers out. So whenever you see this, that the opponent is getting gold units out, it's definitely because they are on other gold sources. So at some point I knew he was mining gold, but I was still wanted to trade here because I was getting a lot of villager kills. Look at the villager count. A lot of villager count, and he tries to do this. I think because he wants to bamboozle him, but it really, like, it doesn't really matter if he has these golds, because he has a really big problem on the front. I am scaling into more buildings, houses here even. I don't care to build houses here. Don't do this, by the way. Don't build houses because you don't always know if you're going to get pushed back or not. And if you get pushed back, then you will lose everything. But I did this because I knew I was really ahead. So here I knew I could win with just my reinforcements, and then I sent my villagers to raid. And here I knew he was getting gold units, so I knew he should be somewhere in the map. And now I finally discovered him here. But at this point I'm just way too ahead, so I just build a couple of ramps and I will start picking at his military production here. And he knows it's already over, so he just taps out. Okay, now let's go into the third game, and this is against another Conqueror 3 player. This is an Ayyubid player this time. And against Ayyubid and Abbasid, you have to be really careful, by the way, when you do this build, because as you will see later on, tower rushing can be dangerous because they already have, they don't have to research siege engineering to get rams. So what the Chinese player did in the first game, they don't have to do, because they don't need a blacksmith and they don't need the extra resources to research their ram technology. So here I still decide to go for the gold because Ayyubid is a really gold hungry civilization. They need gold for the Castle Age and they need gold for Desert Raiders. And yeah, so I would probably not focus so much on the gold if this was Abbasid, but because it is Ayyubid, I still decide to go for it. And I fucked up the build a little bit because I went for one extra spearman, which helped me get a few damage in here, but you don't really need the fourth one. It just delays your age up. Look at the timing, it's already 4:20 and I'm not aging up yet. I should be already halfway done with my age up, but I'm just now doing it. And he went up with the villager wing, so he's going to be not just 3, but 5 villagers ahead than me because I lose a few villagers. So I think 5 or 6 villagers ahead, and he immediately goes for an archery range and a barracks to deal with this. This is the correct way to do it. If you're Ayyubid, right? Because you can build the rams, and he immediately does so. So first archer and spearman that comes out immediately builds the rams. And because I was so late with my HAP, these guys should already be built by this time. I should be getting my my archers now, but because I was so late, his rams is almost done, and I don't have any units to defend yet. I only have the spearman that's in here and the tree here. By the way, in this game I got such a nice spawn for the boar and the deer. So boar and deer right next to each other, so really nice for him. And I can wall this side and it will be pretty protected. So now, look at what he does. He already has, I think, 7 archers against just a few archers of mine. So here I just decide to bail the forward things. So you have to be really careful when you're going up against Ayyubid and Abbasid, because stuff like this can happen. And this is, I already lost 300 wood on these archer ranges and 100 on this tower. So this is a disaster for me, a complete disaster. And this could very well mean GG if I don't follow up correctly at the high level, because what Ayyubid can do from now is just go straight into Castle Age. He already has a big lead. Look at how many villagers he is ahead from me. So if he doesn't fuck up, he can pretty much win from here. He even goes into stable just to keep me from coming out of my base, and I just have to rebuild everything back. I go into pilgrims and I just run every single unit that I have back. Here I think I miss micro, but I right now have to run and I have to make units to defend myself. Look at the amount of units he has. And in the back he's just going for castle because he has the lead right now. He just won a really big fight here and he cleared all my investment. So yeah. And right now I'm just scaling into horsemen. I don't think he knew about the horsemen because he produced so many archers and so very few spearmen. There's only 5 spearmen here. So this is a very bad mistake from him. This is an overextension because I have 6 horsemen which can deal with this lot of archers. And even though I have less archers than him, I have enough archers to kill the 5 spearmen that he has here. So the spearmen should go into the horsemen. The archers, look at, I am targeting the spearmen. I have shift clicked them like this, and I just want to avoid the spearmen with the horsemen and then go back into the archers. Look at how I am shift clicking. So now, oh look, the hospitalier also tanked a lot of arrow fire, by the way. So I didn't lose as many archers as I thought I did. And now the spearman also defends me from the horseman in the back. So now this is a complete disaster from him. Really nice micro from my units, if I to say so myself. I know I'm like patting myself on the back here, but this was a really game-changing fight. And look at how the military value switched. I was completely behind, and now he lost pretty much every single military unit that he had on that fight. So really nice. The horseman switch is so good, man, so good, because if like I think he saw my initial horseman here in the middle, but I don't think it registered on his brain that I was making horsemen, and I was making horsemen out of 2 stables at a time. I actually made that 3, and I'm making even more because I need horsemen right now. And he was macroing into Castle Age, but because he lost that fight so badly, now he has to re-macro into units, because otherwise he would just die. And at this point, I have enough units. I have 10 horsemen. I can easily dive this. My archers can keep his army back, and my horsemen can clear this tower. So here I just try to target the spearman as best as I can. And he just decides to bail. And I produce a couple of Hospitalier Knights so I can keep healing my units back. This is really good, man. I assure you that going for a few Hospitalier Knights like this is really worth it. So now what I want to do is, I know he's not here, and I will leave one archer here just to see if he's mining or not. I am looking around with my units to see if he's on any food source, because his berries ran out. His sheep should be running out by now, so he has to go into farms. And I didn't see these farms yet. I was just looking for other resources, and I knew that he wasn't anywhere on the map at this point. I was looking around. So at this point, I know I have the lead and that I can win if I just keep looking around his food sources. I have this guy on patrol and this guy on patrol. And going into farms is such a big investment. So at this point, he's behind on units and he has to go into farms. So I know I can go into Castle Age from here with the units that I have. He tried to go for a raid, but I saw him coming that way, and I just tried to deny that with my units. I don't want to fight because I am macroing into Castle Age, and so I don't want to lose my units, because if I lose my units now, when I upgrade them in Castle, then I won't have any upgraded units to fight with, right? So I just want to go back, and I'm aging up with Ayyubid because I really like the heavy spearman. And yeah, he knows that I am doing something, that I am aging up, because he saw me going back. And when players go back, it means that they are aging up most of the time. It doesn't always mean that, but he knew it. So he immediately goes to engage me. And he did the correct play here, but I already had so many units. So I could defend this very easily. Look at now he has to fight the TC, and I target the TC on the archers, which are the weaker units. And I I have 14 horsemen that I garrison the TC, and then I ungarrison them to attack the archers on the other side. So he loses the fight completely here. I didn't even have my upgrades, and I am getting my horseman upgrades now, and I will soon upgrade my archers too. So this was an amazing fight for me, and that was pretty much like his last shot at winning this game, because now that I will have my upgrades, he will have no chance at fighting my army. You know, he has to go out on the other resources, but I see him immediately, and I am patrolling on the other side as well. But this is really unfortunate for him. But you have to always do this. At some point, you have to check the outer resources, and you will get really nice pickups like this. So really nice. He goes to clear that horseman, but it really doesn't matter. I just needed the information, so I am immediately going there. I already have upgraded horseman, and the archer upgrade is almost there. And I'm just pumping units like crazy. I should be rallying these guys up there, but I was like focused on many things at the same time. So yeah, I just deny gold. I deny the berries here, which he fights and wins here, but when he engages into my army, I have better units, so I just clear this army pretty easily. And this is pretty much GG, and he knows it. He tries to like survive with farms and everything, but this is so bad. This is a really big investment going into farms so early in the game. So yep, he decides to call it right there. Okay, now for the last game I have a KT mirror for you. And here I was not sure if I wanted to go into the Spearman Rush, because he's KT, so he's also very good in the early game. But I see that he was going into gold, so I still decided to go for it. Because this means that he's not building a barracks or anything early. So I just go for it. I will also go for the Tower Rush, which I think Not sure if the best idea because maybe he will be able to clear it fast because of the army production, but I still went for it. And he goes for France. So he will have a little bit of a faster production, but really not that much. And I decided to go for a tower here. I was going to put it a little bit closer here, but that is a little bit risky because then he will just have an easier time clearing the tower, right? So I just decided to go with the tower a little bit further away. And when the archer comes out, I just get into the tower, and I actually get a kill here, which is really, really nice. But yeah, so now I'm denying this wood line and this gold, and he has to go into the other one. So this is already a lot of idle time and economy damage done to him. And yeah, so he goes for pilgrims, and he goes for this gold. So really greedy from him, I think. Because he doesn't have units to defend this. He only has the 4 archers, which is not enough. So I decided to mirror the safe passage because I thought that it would give me an edge, but in retrospective, I think this was way too early. I would have preferred having more units here earlier, and you will see why later. So right now, because I was so focused on getting units out to deny this, because he already has a Confrere and a few archers. I don't have any archers yet. I should have way more units by this point, but the safe passage is has actually slowed me down. If I had more units here, I would already be denying this a long time ago. I would have like a couple of horsemen, my spearmen and my hospitalier knight, and a bunch of archers. But instead I have a bunch of gold that I can't even use because I have not gone into deer or boar yet, because I knew he had horsemen. So I just decided to go into units and the sheep first. So yeah, you have to be really careful with that. And by the way, in this game, my units were making such weird pathings. Like they were going this way, and I wanted them to go around instead of going through the front. But anyways, I managed to get a Confrere kill here, and I already have a lot of archers. So I want to start going into this gold. And then I see that he actually went for professional scouts, which is really weird to see from a KT player. But yeah, I knew that I will have an edge in units because he made such big investments. So right now I decided to try to go in. Here I did not get the kill because of the hidden forest. But now let's look at this fight. Here I was not sure if I would win or not because I didn't have a front line. So I just decided to go back and keep scaling my units. I needed way more horsemen to deal with this. But yeah, right now he's taking a lot of deer. He's getting 130 gold from the pilgrims. And I am doing so also by going... We're actually going to the same sacred site. But now I have a blacksmith. I don't think he has a blacksmith yet. He actually does, and he's going for... Actually, we're pretty on par with the upgrades, now that I think of it. But I'm going for horticulture because I had a lot of guys here. And I also built an outpost and 5 villagers here because I knew he had Confrere doing this. And I saw them and I immediately garrisoned them. And at the same time there's a fight going on at the front. So right now I try to clear the Confrere as fast as possible. And I just keep rallying my horsemen to his archer 9. And right now it looked like I was losing for a second. But when the horsemen start arriving like this is why I like horsemen more than Confrere. They come out faster, they are cheaper, and they deal with archers more easily. And at the same time I'm trying to survive here on the other side of the map. He hasn't killed a villager yet, thanks to the Hospitalier HP bonus. And I start producing spearmen from my barracks at home to defend this. So now the spearmen will defend, and my guys, which are faster by the way, get away. And in the front, I am winning the fight now. He didn't have this Confrere here with him, so he actually lost. And now I am on top of his production, and I will be able to just kill the archers as they come out, as you can see. And this is pretty much GG because I am on top of his production. He dealt some damage here. He actually killed all 5 of my villagers, I think. Or not all 5, but a few. And dealt a lot of idle time here, but lost his complete army by doing so. So I know I am pretty fine, and all his villagers are transferring to the food, but he cannot produce any units because I am on top of his production. So yeah, I just get a few kills for my problems here, there, for my troubles. And now he's just sending villagers to defend, and that's just GG. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can also catch me live over on Twitch or here on YouTube live streams. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. See you in the next one.